It's a beautiful day, so they're really cruising along today, tons of crew, but there's a lot of parts here that have arrived because they get assembled somewhere else, and they're getting really full of equipment and parts and stuff that need to get put up, so we'll see when those are going to be starting to go up. Stay tuned.
So as you can see with the stadium, they have all of these parts that they're going to be lifting up. These get assembled somewhere else and they bring them in. What's interesting is if you really watch the stadium, most of the work is done with pretty simple basic tools that you'd get at a hardware store, besides, the cranes that are used for the heavy lifting. It's kind of interesting because you don't realize, it's just basic tools that put this huge stadium together. We were down here on March 1st, and this was one of the busiest days we had ever seen for the stadium. They were just going strong because there had been snow last week that slowed down the building of the stadium a bit. So now they're on double time to get it done. May 2020. So we started out on the road right below Hacienda. There's a little road down there right in front of the stadium. This is the entrance to the stadium is right there on Hacienda and Dean Martin. And we walked all the way around the stadium. So you'll see in this video views from every angle. This was on March 1st. The crew was cruising. So this is as you start to go around Dean Martin on the side. This is on the east side of the stadium. This will be the side that faces the strip. So look, everyone has their own little part in this stadium project. It's interesting to see, everyone has their own little niche that they have to work on, and it all comes together for this huge, beautiful project. But when you look at the small little details, it's like, oh, that's interesting. Look at that guy's job is just do this or that, and then they all come together for the huge, big picture. It's really neat to see. This is on Dean Martin from the east side. As you can see, the whole outer rim of the stadium is coming together. They're almost done with that part of all these girders. We had never seen the stadium with so many workers. This day was just insane. It was a very nice day, so they were out there and they were going strong. Look, they're almost done with these girder part of the stadium. As you can see, look at that. They're really cruising. This again is from Dean Martin on the east side. It's a very exciting project. Even John Gruden just said, it's exciting when you go to Las Vegas. You can't deny that the stadium they're building is one of the coolest things I've seen in my lifetime. And I agree with John Gruden. This is just the neatest thing. Now this here is from Russell, looking at the stadium. So this would be the south side of the stadium. So when everyone comes in from LA, they're going to be seeing this side of the stadium first. Yeah, this is just a once-in-a-lifetime project. If you live in Las Vegas and you haven't checked it out, you should come down here and see, because pretty soon they're going to have the outside done, so then you won't really be seeing as much of the construction project because it'll be more on the inside. So now's the time, because we were shocked at how far they've come along. It's really looking good. They really had to catch up after the snow for a couple days. Who would have thought snow in Las Vegas? It's pretty crazy when you see how high these guys go up on these cranes, and then they're doing, just normal work like hammering on a huge crane at 4 stories high. Very brave. These guys must have no fear of heights. It's neat to see everyone's cog of the big wheel. It's cool because all these specialty guys, come together and make this huge project. And it's kind of neat because you see them, they're just hammering, screwing nails and things, and that's what puts this whole thing together. It's quite amazing. These guys are 4 stories high doing this. These guys were in a very good mood, but some of the crew was getting a little bit disgruntled because I feel like they're very stressed due to needing to just really move really fast since they got a little behind after the inclement weather. So it was the first time that we saw some real grumpy people complaining about this job. Every other time we've talked to the workers, they've been very, very excited. This was the first time that we had some guys that we talked to that were pretty much saying they preferred to be a photographer than to be working on this. They wanted JediRich's job. Until JediRich informed him how much he makes for a living, then they decided they'd stick with their construction job on the stadium. This is on Polaris, so this would be the west side of the stadium. Oh shit, my jacket smells. I'm sweating. I know
What the workers have to say?
They said that they get a break now and again from their slave job.
This is the busiest we've ever seen the stadium. There was literally traffic jams occurring with the machinery because they are really, really on double time now. They claim to be still on track, but we know they got behind after the snow, so they're having to work even harder. We had never seen so much work occurring and so many people at one time at the stadium as on March 1st. Everywhere you look, there's a different project, and everyone is working hard. No one is standing around. No one is twiddling their thumbs. It is just go, go, go. This is at 7 a.m. in the morning, and it is just solid workers. The whole crew appears to be here this day because we had never seen this much work occurring, these many projects going, so much machinery going all at the same time. It was quite amazing to see. They really worked together beautifully. These are going to be the bottom of the stadium, underneath the grass and turf. Not sure yet, but that's what it appears to be. So the team is set to play in Oakland for 2019. Funny enough, they had actually considered to even play at the 49ers field, but they were going to charge a little more than Oakland, which would have been very interesting. Look at how many people are working this on March 1st. Look at this. It's just solid people everywhere you look. We'd never seen it like this. It was really interesting to see, really cool to see. Everyone is just working together. It's a very organized project. They have, you can just tell everyone has their own little thing that they're just focusing on. They got all the supplies are really and neatly put together. They do not mess around here. It is very serious. They take this job very seriously, and they're doing a fantastic job. Mortensen and McCarthy are awesome. I've never seen such a construction site. Now right here, this is on Polaris, and there's going to be some retail stores coming in right across the way from the stadium. This is interesting because this area was very desolate prior to the stadium. All there was pretty much just a couple of businesses and some gas stations. So now they're going to put in some retail, and who knows what else. This is really going to build up this area because this was an area that needed something cool. So it's really nice to see. Now they're having to still dig deeper and deeper because this stadium is right where the airport flies over. So they had to keep the stadium low. That's why they had to dig into the ground. And they continue to having to dig, and especially after it got so muddy, they're having to re-dig. So it was cool to see just all these guys doing their little job, whether they're digging ditches, bolting things, whatever it may be. Everyone is seeming to be on track now for what their part of the project is. Now, we were a little concerned last week because of the weather, but it looks like, see, it was snowing last week. That's just a little bit of snow we have left. But it looks like they're doing exactly what needs to be done to get done by May 2020. It's really neat to see with these cranes how powerful they are when they're moving stuff. It looks like nothing, like light as can be, these things, but these will be really, really heavy. These cranes are just cruising. I love the cranes. I think they're amazing. These are the coolest cranes I've ever seen in my life. This stadium really is something to be seen. I think people are just missing it that live here, that they don't even realize what's going on right under their eyes, because this is an NFL stadium being built. This is something that does not occur very often. For most people, this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So I definitely recommend it. Come on down here and check it out. And if you don't live in Vegas, well, I hope you enjoy this video because we like y'all to see what's going on for the people that aren't here. We actually ran into TJ Lavin on this day right after we had taken these photos, and we met him at the Whole Foods. And it's interesting because I think he's a Vegas local for y'all that don't know. He's a Vegas local who's a BMX star and MTV Challenge host. And everyone in Las Vegas is getting excited. I think he's super excited about the Raiders coming in because he's a huge Knights fan. And I think anyone that's a Knights fan is going to be becoming a Raiders fan now. Because even if you weren't into football, this is the first time Las Vegas has had a team. So it's going to be exciting even if you don't like football.